What's up guys, MomoJiri here, and guess what? It is another time for one of my top 10 videos. And I hope you guys like these videos, because if you do, I'll do them more often. And this week we're going to be talking about the top 10 Pokemon that I feel need an evolution in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I don't mean a mega evolution, I mean these Pokemon desperately need a new evolution. So without further ado, let's get right into it with number 10. Lapis. Lapis is a Pokemon that is all about love. Love Disc. It's a really weird Pokemon that does not have an evolution. It first came out in Gen 3 in Ruby and Sapphire. And this Pokemon is said that couples who see it will know true love and will stay forever happy and forever and everything, right? So why not make it so that if it acquires enough love from Pokemon and its trainer, and this could be a Pokemon that can help soulmates find each other throughout the world. So if it feels like it knows who your soulmate is, or you know who your soulmate is, or it knows that you have a soulmate, it could help you guys find each other. And maybe even it could turn evil Pokemon good. Now that sounds like a pretty cool Pokemon, and we'll even give it this ability. Oppositions Attract. It has a 30% chance to inflict Attract on the opposite gender Pokemon. And we'll even give it a typing. We'll give it Water Fairy, right? So let's go on to number 9, Lapis. Lapis is the fairy Pokemon that is known for carrying Pokemon and people great distances across the water. It is currently a water ice type. And how about when it evolves, its shell and body grows larger due to demand for fairies, due to the demand for people who need to travel more across the water, and will make its shell twice as sturdy as it was before. And you know what? Let's even give it the ability to fly, so it can ferry people, and if the seas are too rough, it'll fly over them, and that's the only time we'll allow it to fly. And we'll give it the ability Ice Block, and it says it could take 50% less physical damage when its HP is 50% or higher. With that means that its shell and its body is really sturdy, so that no amount of water, no storms can take it down. And we'll even give Lapis a new typing. It will be Ice Flying, like the legendary bird Articuno. And let's go on to number 8. And this is going to go to Shuckle. Shuckle is a Pokemon that everyone has been dying to see an evolution ever since it came out in Gen 2. It is a Pokemon that has amazing defense for no apparent reason. Its shell, it's super hard to break. So why not we give it an evolution where it comes out of its shell and it keeps its kind of slug-like body. And we can make it so that it has amazing attack and an amazing speed and kind of lower defense. So we can make it even give a base 230 speed to this Pokemon. And you know what? From there, let's give it an ability called Quad Strike. And this ability will make it so that it can attack 4 whole times. And every attack it does will decrease its damage over time. And from there, we can give it a new typing. We're going to give it Bug Fighting. That's a typing that hasn't really been seen before. And so let's go on to number 7, Dunsparce. Dunsparce is that quiet Pokemon that no one really understands what the hell it is. It kind of just digs underground, comes out, and it kind of like looks around. It has little tiny wings. So let's upgrade it with its new evolution. We're going to give it a full set of wings, and it has the power to revive fallen Pokemon. This Pokemon looks like it has a great potential. So maybe we could even give it the ability to see lost Pokemon within 50 miles. It has that little radar that can tell if a Pokemon is lost. Even if it's lost from a trainer, if it's lost from its parents, or if it's lost for any general reason. Maybe it's in a forest, or it traveled somewhere that it doesn't know the area for. Let's give it the ability Graceful Revival. When it switches in, if 3 or more Pokemon are fainted, it will make itself faint to revive all fainted Pokemon by up to 25%. You know what? Let's even up the ante even more for Dunsparce. We'll give it the Dragon Fairy typing. And yeah, maybe, I mean, it shouldn't go from a normal to a Dragon Fairy just like that, but with this kind of Pokemon, the world is the limit, so might as well do that for it, right? And now let's go on to number 6, Spiritomb. Spiritomb is a Pokemon that is currently sealed inside of a key stone or key rock, whatever you want to call it. And you could encounter it in Diamond and Pearl, I believe X and Y, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And there isn't much to the story. It's sealed and it comes out, but it's this weird disc thing. It was, I guess, sealed a long time ago because of its power. So let's give it an evolution that it breaks the seal and its full power, and it will have in its lore, you could say that it can release any Pokemon held in captivity, whether sealed due to some unforeseen forces or caught by some bad trainers, like people using them for the greater evil, right? And let's make this the first Pokemon that evolves into a legendary Pokemon, and it comes out as a legend that the Spiritomb is out. And we'll even give it a new ability, and it will be called Awakened Slumber. All moves have a 300% damage increase and are stab, and we'll give it the typing of Ghost Fighting, and this would be an amazing legendary Pokemon. Next, we could go into number 5, Torkoal. Torkoal is a Pokemon that burns charcoal on his back. It is an eternal furnace that keeps on burning and releases a lot of smoke. So why don't we give it an added boost? When it evolves, it turns into a complete furnace that could burn up to 10,000 degrees inside his body and can melt anything in its path. And let's say that it could control any type of fire out there. So that if there's a forest fire, it could control it, it could take all the fire into its body, and the fire will be put out. And we'll even give it a really cool ability. We'll call it Fire's Dying Light. So that if it's hit by a fire move, or your opponent does a fire move, it does no damage, it gets absorbed, and it increases all of Torkoal's evolution by 1 stage to make it really, really powerful. And you know, we'll give it a cool typing too. We'll give it Fire Fairy. And from there, let's go on to number 4, Spinda. Spinda is a Pokemon that was very confusing in Gen 3, bar the pun. And this is a Pokemon that was just confusing, really, really confusing. It can make opponents confused. All of its spots were different no matter which one you caught. No two Spindas were the same, which I kind of liked. It was pretty cool. But why don't we just give it an evolution? An evolution that says that it can't be confused anymore, that can confuse all Pokemon with any move that it has. And we'll make it a Pokemon that can cure all confusion in the world. So let's give it the ability Iron Will. The fact that when it switches in, it has a 30% chance of confusing the opponent, and we're a little added bonus that it cannot be confused. And since it was a normal type before, we're going to give it a new typing altogether. We're going to name it Psychic Bug. And we're going to go into number 3. And this will be a Pokemon that everyone loves using in OU. It is Skarmory. Skarmory is a Steel Flying type, and it is amazing. It is very bulky, and a lot of people love using it. So why not upgrade it? With this evolution, we'll make its body tougher than diamonds, and it has wings that could cut through absolutely anything. And a little added bonus, it could fly faster than the speed of sound. It breaks the sound barrier, right? So let's give it the ability Diamond Core, which says that it cannot be inflicted with physical damage if its HP is above 50%. So we'll make sure that it cannot be touched, it cannot be hit. And we'll even give it a new type. We'll give it Steel Ground to cover some of its weakness, right? Let's go into number 2. Evolutions. We should give Eevee every type of evolution Pokemon, Sun and Moon. And give it just straightforward abilities too. So, why don't we give the Bug type Swarm, the Poison type Poison Heal, the Dragon type Multiscale, we'll give the Ground type Sand Rush, the Rock type Sturdy, the Steel type Clear Body. Let's have fun and give the Flying type Gale Wings. We could give the Ghost type Levitate, and let's give the Fighting type No Guard. So, Eevee has a lot of evolutions to go, and I really hope that they give it every single one, and that's something I'm really hoping for. And guys, last but not least, let's get into number 1. And this would be a Pokemon that no one really thinks about that needs an evolution because it can basically turn into any Pokemon, but we're going to give it to Ditto. Ditto's a Pokemon that I say needs an evolution badly, because all it does, it gets its abilities and effects and everything from other Pokemon. So why not give it something that makes it its own in a way? And this evolution will give it its own body. It would actually have a form instead of, a giant blob of nothing that could turn into anything else. And let's have it so that it not only mirrors other Pokemon, but it can copy other Pokemon. It could be known as the copycat Pokemon. No, I mean this seriously. And let's give it the ability, Mirror Image. Upon switching, it can steal a stat and a move of the opponent's Pokemon at random. It would be cool if you could pick one of them, but let's make it less good. And let's give it ability that makes it less overused, and so that it's a random move and a random stat that it could steal from the opponent's Pokemon. Alright guys, so that is my top 10 Pokemon that needs evolution for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below, and what are your responses? Do you think any other Pokemon needs an evolution? Mega Evolution would be a different video entirely. So guys, stay tuned for another episode of Top 10, and as usual, I'll catch you later.